It is. Oh my God. I look crazy, but I have a zoo. I've got 2 dogs, 3 cats, and a turtle. And it's very cold. The turtle stays outside year round. I have him in a greenhouse during the winter, and the turtle filter has been kaput. So I've been a zookeeper all morning, and I've been trying to get the turtle stuff fixed. Hence the crazy look. However, it is Thursday, which means it's the beginning of the reading vlog, and I'm so excited. I'm mostly very excited because a special package has come in the mail. Now, this looks like an Amazon package, however, 'tis not. It is not an Amazon package. It is, in fact, another special edition of The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, which I'm just now opening, and I broke my pencil. That's okay. I'm so excited about this. Okay, this is my favorite book. It was my favorite book of last year. I've talked about it at length every single chance I've gotten. And I have been collecting the special editions. If you watched another of my reading vlogs, you know that I paid almost $80 for the Illumicrate edition. I have the Waterstones edition, the Waterstones special edition. I have a US edition that's signed. My Waterstones edition is signed. I got the Illumicrate edition. That one was signed. And now, somebody sold this on Pango for 20 bucks. And now, it's beautiful. I have the Fox and Wit edition of Amina. Oh, did I get bamboozled? I think I got bamboozled. They said that on the listing, I just didn't pay close enough attention. They said that it includes the dust jacket and the original. I assume meaning the original dust jacket. Anyways, I will pretend that it's the Fox and Wit edition. Here is the plan for the reading vlog. It's unclear if I'm going to be going to a friend's house to dog sit for the weekend because the weather, it's weathering. So kind of playing that by ear, not really sure what's going to happen there. I don't have much to do work-wise, but I do have some errands and things that I need to run today. I sold some books on Pango, so I need to go get a box. And I need to go pick up medication for the cat, for the zoo. As far as what I'm reading, on Libby, I'm working on Whispers of Shadow and Flame by El Penelope. Just started that. I'm 2% of the way in. I haven't even made it through a chapter yet. So I'm starting that. That is book 2 in a series. And I have a little bit left on that. I also have The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, but I'm just not sure I want to listen to that right now, so I may return it. So I have that book by El Penelope, and then I have Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I don't really want to read either of those. What I want to read is Butcher and Blackbird. I bought the audiobook for Butcher and Blackbird. It was $6. It was on Amazon. So I don't know. And I just finished The Historian, and that was a very dense book, and I kind of want to break from the dense stuff, and I want to read something like Butcher and Blackbird, which is supposed to be smut, but about serial killers. Everybody online has been hyping this up, and listen to me. If I read this book and it's not good, I'm going to be pissed, because it will mean that I will have fallen into the hype yet again, okay? And I have got to stop doing that. I spent $6 whole on this audiobook. $6! And they didn't have it on the library. It's not like I could get it for free. I looked. But everybody's saying that the audiobook is so good. I think I'm going to read that. It's not a long audiobook. It's only 8 hours. I could read that in a day. I'm going to read that. Okay. All right. Here's the plan. I am gonna pause on the high fantasy, okay? I don't care that people are waiting for me and Libby. They can wait their turn, okay? I'm gonna read Butcher and Blackbird, okay? Because it's hyped right now. And I gotta tell you, it's my duty. My job as a reviewer to review this book and tell you if it's good. And the audiobook is only 8 hours. I can definitely finish that. Okay. So I'm going to listen to Butcher and Blackbird. If I get done with that, then I will go back to Whispers of Shadow and Flame by L. Penelope. And then The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I doubt I'll get to Robin Hobb this weekend. I just doubt it. I'm working on The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. And yeah, so I read the first chapter of that a couple of days ago. It's weird, okay? Listen, Robert Jackson Bennett is not afraid to just bloop, drop you into this weird, whack-ass fantasy world and just expect you to figure it out on your own. There's like weird plants, there's weird mushrooms, there's a murder mystery, and I saw one of my people that I follow on TikTok who read the arc said that the detective is like a detective version of Gregory House from the TV show House. And I loved the TV show House in its heyday. I'm here for it. I'm here for a grouchy detective. So I'm really excited about that, okay? When I read the first chapter, it was weird, but intriguing, okay? And I also pre-ordered the UK copy because I have problems. And the UK copy was prettier than the US copy, so I pre-ordered it. My Waterstones copy of Feybound should be here anytime now. No other updates to tell you. That's what I'm reading. The Tainted Cup, Butcher and Blackbird, Shadow, Whispers, Flame, El Penelope. Can't remember the title. I will put pictures up as I usually do. But yeah, Turtle Emergency, Errands to Run. It's a very exciting reading book. Okay, I'll be back when I've actually read something and I can tell you about what I've read. Okay, bye. So it's Saturday morning. I am back with a reading update. I finished Butcher and Blackbird. And here are my thoughts about it. It was fine. Okay. I'm kind of, honestly, like, the more that I think about it, the more disappointed I am. You know, like, this has been getting a lot of hype online, and, you know, it is a dark romance. A dark romance. It's not nearly as dark as some other ones that I read, but, you know, that's beside the point. Everybody was talking about, like, how gross it was, and there's just been, like, a lot of hype, and I'm just sort of realizing that, like, people lie. Like, I didn't think it was that gross. Yeah, they're serial killers, but, like, they're killing other serial killers. You know, what I did enjoy about the book, though, was that, like, the first, I'm going to say, like, 60 to 70% of the book is them sort of pining after each other, and it's over the span of several years. So I did enjoy that it was, like, a long time. Right, there was a long time. It didn't feel like a long time, but there was a lot of time passing, and there was just a lot of tension between the two characters, and I appreciated that. They were kind of silly with each other. There was a lot of, like, witty banter, which I enjoyed. They're both, like, really kind of, they're intelligent and quippy, and I like that. But once they got together, I was done. I was so bored at that point that I almost didn't want to continue reading it. And when I realized, you know, like, that they're together now, and then I looked at the time, I was like, okay, surely there's like 10 minutes left. No, there was an hour and a half left. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. What could possibly happen in an hour and a half? It was set up for another book. So I don't think I'm going to continue with this series because it is supposed to be a trilogy. Like, I don't care enough. I feel like it should have ended, you know, because the male character has brothers, and I feel like a better setup for a trilogy would have been that the brothers are all serial killers and that each book is different, you know, a different brother. I would have enjoyed that way more than what I suspect the trilogy is going to be, which is where a serial killer tries to serial kill the serial killers. So, no, I don't think this book is worth the hype. If you like like this style romance, like if this is your primary genre, you're gonna love it. And to be honest, even if you just like casually read romances like this, you'll probably enjoy it. It was enjoyable. The audiobook was very well done. But I was just bored. I was just bored after the characters got together, and I feel like that's probably a me problem and not a book problem. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. I started listening to the next book in the Earthsinger Chronicles series, and I realized that that book is based on different characters. And so I was like, womp womp. And I didn't want to read that right now. So I started Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I've listened to about an hour of it, which is like 5%. So haven't gotten much, but I'm enjoying it so far. The first hour has been good. We're following Fitz. I knew that was the main character, but I did not know that it starts when he's 6 years old. Okay, this is the youngest main character I've ever read, and he's like the prince's bastard. And I've just gotten to the part where they're like kind of leaving the prince. You know, we discovered that the prince has like renounced his claim to the throne because of all of this, and so yeah, so like not much has happened. It's only 5%, and I am. Now, this is going to be what I think is going to be the banger for the weekend. I am 30% of the way through The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. And so far, I'm really enjoying this book. It's very readable. I'm having an easy time reading it in this medium, which isn't always true for digital books for me. I tend to have a hard time consuming them just because it's hard to like make myself sit down and read. But I'm really enjoying it. It's a weird world. It's like a murder mystery set in a real like weird fantasy setting. It's jungle, there's like weird plants, it's all kinds of like crazy stuff. So the environment is really weird and the characters are really good. And I'm really enjoying like the main investigator character. I saw someone describe them as like House MD from the TV show House, and that is a very good description. I loved House. They're like incredibly intelligent and incredibly good at what they do, but they're kind of a curmudgeon. So I'm 30% of the way through that and I'm really enjoying it. I am hoping that I will be able to finish it this weekend, but we'll see, just because it does take me a lot longer to read a digital book. But I do think that this is going to be another great book from Robert Jackson Bennett. So that's the update. I'm not really doing much today. I will probably, again, try to read some more of The Tainted Cup, and I'll probably get some more done on Assassin's Apprentice. But so far, so good. Only one sort of bummer. Actually, kind of two, because I was really bummed about the second book in the Earthsinger Chronicles. I was looking forward to reading that. So I didn't realize that it was going to be about different characters, and I just like wasn't mentally prepared for that, and someone was waiting in line behind me. So I went ahead and returned it so that I can like get myself prepared for new characters, same world. So yeah, I will be back when there's more to update. It is Monday morning. It's the end of the reading vlog. And here is what I was able to read this weekend. So I finished Butcher and Blackbird, which I have already kind of talked about, but I just, like, it was really great up until about 70% when the couple finally got together, and then I was like super bored after that. But if those kinds of books are your thing, I think that you'll enjoy it. I did like the kind of grossness of it, I guess. I did enjoy that. I don't think it was a dark romance, because some people have been saying that it is. I mean, it's dark in the sense that they're two serial killers. It's gross, but I don't think it's dark because they're both consenting adults. So anyways, I thought it was fine. I don't know if it lives up to the hype. I think I gave it like 3.5 stars on my spreadsheet. So it was kind of medium. Like, I enjoyed it. I read the whole thing. It was readable, but for me, it didn't like fully live up to the hype. Then I was able to finish The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett last night. And I've been working on this arc for a while. And I think that part of the reason why it took me so long to read it was that I would read a couple chapters and then I'd put it down and then I'd think about it, and I don't think I really wanted to finish it. Like, and I mean that in a good way. I like thoroughly enjoyed it. The world was so cool. Like, there's all these like weird plants. It felt very much like how Jeff Vandermeer described the world in Annihilation, where there's like weird plants The climate is very strange. The setup of this like kind of empire is really interesting. There's like rings, and like the closer you are to the sea, the more danger you're in, because there's these huge sea monsters that come out of the water during their wet season and like attack. So it was like this really like lush backdrop for a really well done murder mystery. Like normally with mysteries, thrillers, things like that, I can always guess. I can always guess what's going on, and I did not guess until the page before the plot twist happened, which was very exciting for me because normally I'm like, I'm reading a couple chapters and I'm like, oh, it was that guy. And turns out it was that guy. Not this time. And I think what I love the most is that it was kind of funny a few times. One of the main characters is sort of like House MD coded. So they're real grouchy, kind of curmudgeonly, but very smart and very good at what they do. And they would just like, there was some banter, there was some quips, and they were kind of snarky and mean, but like in good fun, like, that they actually care. It was good. It was so good. I'm so glad that I pre-ordered the UK copy. I wasn't sure because when I was pre-ordering and I was like, what if I don't actually like this book? But I loved it. That was great. It's my first 5-star read of the year. So yeah, it was really, really good. And if you like Robert Jackson Bennett's other books, I think that you will really enjoy this. And what I also really enjoyed is Din, the main character. I'm pretty sure he's dyslexic or has dyslexia. It was dyslexia coded. It was so good. It was so good. Robert Jackson Bennett does a stellar job. I felt like all of his characters were believable, and he's one of the only male authors that I feel like writes a good female character. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. Then I finished Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. And my review of that book is, it is royal family drama, the novel. I understand why people really enjoy the book. Like, I get it. And I read it in 2 days. Like, it was very readable. It was very easy to read, easy to consume. It's a very character-focused novel set in a kind of high fantasy-esque setting, but there's not, I don't know. I liked it. I think I'm going to read the next one just to see. I'd like to see more of Fitz and his growth, but it was not what I was expecting out of a high fantasy novel. It was very character focused. So if you like a character focused high fantasy setting, then I think that that's probably one that you would probably enjoy. And normally I do enjoy character focused books. I like the characters more than I care about magic systems and world building and all of that other stuff. But this one, I just felt like it needed something else. And I didn't like the casual kind of animal abuse that happened. And it was like animal abuse, but then not animal abuse, but also kind of animal abuse. So yeah, I didn't really appreciate that. And I know that this was written in like 1995, and that it's supposed to be sort of like, I think it's sort of like medieval feeling in its like time period or whatever. And so like they're talking about dogs and they call female dogs bitches. And I just don't like that. I just don't like that. It just makes me feel icky. And I know that like technically, yes, that's what they used to be called, but it just makes me feel icky. I just didn't, it was fine. I think I gave it a 3 on my spreadsheet. So I had a pretty good reading weekend. I finished 3 books. That's not bad, considering that like last weekend I think I only finished 1. So yeah, so for this week I got an audiobook arc of The Foxwife by Young C. Chu. And I'm really excited about this one. I'm 3% in. It's very cool. It's very like Chinese mythology, and like it's being told so far in such a way where it's like somebody is kind of like relating this story, and so it's sort of like pieces, I guess. I don't know. I'm only 3% in, so I'll have to let you know. But I assume I'll have this done in another day or so. I finally made it through all of my audiobooks from the library, and I only have ebooks now. So that means that I can like put my Kindle on airplane mode and return those. So yeah, so I'm starting on that. I think that as far as like ebooks that I'm reading, I have several from the library that I'd like to get one at least done. I think I'm going to either do something completely different from my normal genre, which would be a thriller, and that's The Getaway by Lamar Giles. I have Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson that I need to read. The God of Endings by Jacqueline Holland, and Upon a Burning Throne by Ashok Banker. So I have options as far as like ebook reading goes, and I don't have to read another arc for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to wait until the beginning of February before I dive into another like ebook arc, and that is going to be Lore of the Wilds, which I'm very excited to read. So it was a really great reading weekend, and yeah. Thanks for coming along on the reading vlog. Be sure to subscribe. I'm like, if you watched till this point and you haven't like subscribed, come on, just hit that button. You can do it. Anyways, but that's it for today's video. That's it for the reading vlog, and I will see you on Thursday for another one. Bye!